Good. All right. We're going live, everybody. Get everything set up. Oh, ah, shoot. Gotta go get my water bottle, guys. Never mind. It's right here. I'm just blind. Hey, Jace. Welcome. Glad to have you back on. It's a variety show kind of night tonight. Oh, you good, buddy? That is stuck, kitty. Thank you for all the likes starting out, man. Starting us strong. Whew. Yes. No worries, James. Or Jace. God, yeah. Take your time, man. Appreciate having you here. YouTube. Hmm. I checked my chat bot counts. Yeah, everything is connected. No, we're good. Okay, weird. All good. Hey, Slam Banana, welcome. All right, now it's successfully connected to TikTok. Fantastic. We're doing a lot of things tonight. Um, Varnishing a piece that finished up earlier this week. We're doing some panel prep tonight, guys. I've got brand new sketches for a new piece. The first piece that I'm doing just for myself, which is something I have not done in a long freaking time. And that's really exciting because I don't normally get to do pieces that are just for myself. So it's really exciting to be able to do this for a change. So, yeah, I'm stoked. I have a really great, really fun concept. Though I do have two pieces that are brand new that I'm going to be panel prepping tonight. Also, Shaboy and looks like Anka. I am probably mispronouncing that. I am so sorry. BNKA. Binka. I am. I want to apologize, but I'm also not sorry. Kristen over on TikTok, welcome and join to the stream. We will see how everything else is going to. The email? Yep. Just an email. All good, guys. Yeah, if you are lurking, if you're just, I will never force anyone to chat or talk, and that is all good. But if you do not mind tapping that like button a few times, helps the stream and helps TikTok and Twitch and YouTube know that you guys hopefully enjoyed the stream. I hope I'm doing good. We're also enjoying the fresh air tonight because it is fucking beautiful outside, and I needed some fresh air for a change. So we got that going tonight. Uh, so yeah, let me know what you guys are up to tonight. I'd love to hear from you. Love to know what is going on with you guys tonight. Just gonna repost TikTok. Hi. Someone did someone gift a rose? That's awesome if you did, and getting a prompt to actually say hi to somebody. That's cool. Always appreciate gifts if you are a gifter. If you're not, that's cool. This is a zero pressure game here, guys. As an additional bonus, completely free to do, like I said, on TikTok. If you like this chat and make those hearts fly on the TikTok, hi, hun. My wife is watching with my 3-year-old kid downstairs. He loves watching the hearts fly and watching all those little emojis go, just so you know. So, thank you for any likes that you guys may provide and on all platforms. Very much appreciated. We gotta get into this. We got stuff that we gotta do, guys. Let's start with the most pressing, and that is getting coat number 2 of varnish on this bad boy. Bubble popped. We'll get into topics later on. We're just kind of getting things started here tonight, so not a lot right now. You guys have been turning out for videos lately, and that's super amazing. I feel like I don't know if it's technically viral, but it's definitely trending for me having my Monday video currently sitting over 6,200 views over on TikTok, which is absolutely insane, you guys. Just shy of 3,000 over on YouTube. Um and you guys have come out in droves to follow and showing me that, this is indeed something that you like. And that means a lot to me. Um, Knowing that the content, again, like what I'm doing resonates with you guys. So that's really appreciative, you guys coming out in droves and support with the support like that. So again, super appreciated um, with that. And I hope I can continue to live up to your expectations with that. I mean, I'm here for you guys, here to answer questions, and that's kind of why we do these lives and make the content that I make. So I'm happy to have you here. And to anyone who is brand new, welcome. If you are one of those new followers who is joining on the live tonight, thank you. Generally, deeply from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate your support. Um, in what we're doing. So again, thank you so very, very much. Yeah, we're doing a lot of prep work tonight. Like I said, we got coat of varnish number 2 on this guy right here. We got some bit more people over on TikTok. Hello, Nita. Hoping I'm saying that right. Welcome, welcome. We haven't jumped into tonight's topic, so haven't missed anything yet. Just doing second coat of varnish. Hey, Keo. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see that YouTube's up and running. YouTube has been finicky with me. So happy to see you joining over in YouTube land. That is fantastic. Also, we got Apple Goose joining in over on TikTok. Welcome to the party. It's not really a party yet. It's a lot of work tonight. I have so many irons in the fire, so to speak, and I'm gonna need some more soon. Like I should. That's a few more paintings at least. I'm gonna need more varnish soon. How is it juggling the in between pieces stage when you're finishing up like this and starting new? Normally it'd be fine, but obviously I also manage a 3-year-old, as I have more than said on this stream multiple times. Having the little dude around is fantastic, but obviously complicates things. But on the plus side, school starts for him in a week. So that's going to be great. And hopefully I'll have more time. But right now, it's just, I don't know if it's an issue. I don't really have that issue like juggling. I think the problem that I have is I have more ideas than I do have time for. Like right now, like I said, I'm varnishing and okay, that is an actual like blemish on there. That's fine. Varnishing a piece to be I want to say shipped down to the gallery, but it's really just going to be driven down to Center City. Um, I don't ship to them; they are in Philly. It's for Arch Enemy Arts. I love them so much. Um, so yeah, taking that down there, getting that prepped and everything. I still got to actually embroider, so we got to do that. But yeah, then I still have 3 panels behind me somewhere that already have sanded and are getting the first coat of where is my stuff? Compound called GAC 100. It is a sealant. It is a polymer sealant for that I use on wood panels to hopefully not. I guess keep the integrity of the wood. That's sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Keo. That your iPad is laggy. Don't throw it against the wall again. Again. You can only get so many iPads and phones. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with this. It's like I said, it's worse in between projects. Oh no, too late. Oh dang, Keo. I think it's worse when I don't have more projects to jump into afterwards, because then it's just a matter of like me sitting around twiddling my thumbs, staring at my sketchbook, trying to figure out what I want to do next. And I think that's worse. Like I said, one of yesterday's video, a fantastic quote from I'm gonna find it. I want to say Martin Kissenberg. Um, I'm pulling up the quote right now. Computer's being a little slow. Martin Kippenberger. A good artist has less time than ideas, and like that's definitely what I'm doing. I am living right now. Is I have a bunch of ideas currently ready to go, but finding the time to actually employ said ideas. So that's kind of where we're at right now in the whole process. Like I said, we are finally kicking off work on the skateboard, and I am stoked for this. Sorry, you can't see me. What is it? Keo, I'm rage quitting because my lag. I'm sorry, Keo. Happy to have you here. So good luck with that. And also bring the mic up. So you can't apologize. You can't see my face right now, over at least on YouTube and Twitch land, but this is what we're doing. And I gotta stand up for some things. So yeah, but yeah, we're doing a lot of panel prep tonight. Um, I don't know if I know I've covered finishing art, like the varnishing process. For those of you who are new here and want to know about the varnishing process, it's a two-step process. You got your isolation coat first. Um, this is one by Golden. Golden is like my favorite paint supplier. Absolutely love them. I'm not sponsored, though I absolutely want to be. This is just a acrylic layer that goes between the paint and the varnish. So if for any reason you have to take the varnish off or revarnish it, this makes it so any of those chemicals that you need to use to remove varnish only affect the varnish and not the paint. So it's just an extra barrier to protect the main painting. And then there's the actual varnish. This is I specifically use Gamvar. This is their gloss varnish. Again, this is my standard. This is my go-to. Um, the quality is just amazing. So that is my actual varnishing, but like varnishing, finishing stuff. As far as like I said, the prepping, I don't think I've actually covered that in a video on how to properly prep a wooden panel. So I can cover some of that tonight. Um, hopefully you'll find it useful. But the first step of any panel prep is going to be sanding your wood panels. That is the absolute first step. Now, I normally have, in the past, I have dyed the panels a color, which does raise the grain. So after I dye it, I actually wet the panel first to raise it beforehand and give it a second sanding. But we're not dyeing these panels tonight. We are actually going to be painting the backgrounds, much like we did with the Celestial piece. So we're just going to hit it with some GAC 100, which, like I said, again, a polymer, acrylic polymer that protects the wood and protects from warping, things like that. And then after that dries, we're going to go through the process of hitting it with our gesso to fully prep it for paint. Though I'm probably going to do a layer or two of gesso and then into acrylic matte medium because that's some I like just the feel of the matte medium a bit more. So we're going to get at it. But yeah, I'm super stoked to actually be starting the skateboard tonight, or like in the at least the near future. 'Cause this one has been an idea I have had for a while now, and I'm just happy to finally get it started. Yeah. Speaking of projects that have been like, hey, I've always wanted to do this and I haven't had time. Do you guys have a project like that for you? Like, hey, I have been meaning to do this but never found the time. I would love to hear that. If there you have kind of that dream project or just like at the very least a project that gets you super excited, drop it in the comments. I would love to know what that is for you. Um, so we can talk about it, and you can maybe just spitball some ideas. So drop it in the comments and let's chat about it. Okay, we'll come back to that later. What's the drying time on this? Mhm. Direction. Okay, doesn't give me an actual like drying time, so we'll do my standard at least 12 hours for a lot of this stuff. Oh, also, thank you to Electric Chair Company over on TikTok for the follow. You guys have been amazingly supportive. We're actually so close to hitting getting my second month in a row over on TikTok of 100 followers, which is amazing. It's crazy, and for some reason, always happens at the end of the freaking month with you guys. I don't know what's up with that, leaving me in suspense, figuring like, I'll get maybe like 50 followers this month if I'm lucky. It's a slow month, especially after last month when I got 106. And then you guys show the fuck up, which is astounding and just blow me out of the freaking water with that. So thank you guys. Thank you for the follows here on the live, here on any videos. Absolutely freaking love it. And I love you guys and I love the support that you give me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, Electric Chairco would love to hear if you got anything in the works, or if you got some of those projects that you want to do and you just haven't had the time for, or like those kind of passion projects. Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Sorry. Like I said, we're prepping a lot of panels tonight. I got 2 more I'm working on. So like I said, we got the finished piece for the Celestial show. I still got to embroider it. That's going to be done in 24 hours. I can drill it again. We got the skateboard, which is definitely a personal project that I'm super stoked to be actually finally getting to. And then we got 2 more. Let me just get this GAC 100 on here to seal this wood. I should probably do the other side and the edges. But yeah, then we got a fantastic little 12 by 12 here. I've been meaning to do this show for a while, but I always don't find the time, and I'm always in the middle of working with other stuff. La Luz de Jesus Gallery out in California does an everything but the kitchen sink show. It's called. It's just kind of like no theme variety kind of show. It's their open call. So I have nothing else in my current workload, so I'm actively taking the time to start a piece for that show. I have no idea what it's going to be. Obviously, like I said, it's a non-thematic show. It is a simple do what you want, put it in, and we'll see if we accept you kind of deal. So I would love to hear some suggestions from you guys about potential theme that I could be rocking with this one, to give you some ideas of like what I've worked on before. Like I said, for the Celestial themed show for Arch Enemy, I went Cthulhu. I love my Cthulhu mythos. I love that. I love that horror. For the skateboard piece, we're basing it off of the song "The Crystal Sword" by Aesop Rock. Speaking of that, let's get some music kicking because it is so boring here. TikTok, I'm sorry if you get something happens to the live while I do that. I'm just trying to get some music kicking here. Studio Wi-Fi. And we're gonna do hip hop playlists. We're doing that. We're getting the vibe. That is very loud. Holy shit. It's gotta be turned down. We're gonna fix that in a little bit. Remember me, Raven Ducati. It sounds really. It's been a while. Give me a second. I gotta turn the volume down. There we go. Like I said, Raven, that sounds. I do vaguely remember that. It's been a while. I've had a lot of streams that have kind of gone haywire. So I apologize in advance. But hey, at the very least, welcome back. We're doing so much work tonight. We got like 4 different pieces we're working on. Granted, 3 of them have yet to be started. But yeah, what was I saying? Skateboard is actually based off. I'm doing that based off of the song "The Crystal Sword" by Aesop Rock. So that's that theme. Um, and then this guy, this little 9 by 12 is another little personal project. I'm gonna do a collab with my kid. He's been wanting to paint, and I'm like, you know what? Let me give you an actual panel to paint on, and then I'm just gonna do my own thing over top of it because why the hell not? Yeah, and thank you. What, Raven Ducati? What? I gotta know. Apparently, also my wife needs to know too because she's here in the comments. All right, I gotta wash this then, but that can be later. Also, Clapton Cheeks, nice. I wrote 21 chapters. That's right. You did say you were a writer. That's awesome, Raven. 21 chapters is no small fucking feat. Holy shit. That's amazing. Good for you. That is absolutely insane, Raven. Like, kudos to you. Um, geez, good. Like, God. Like, it's good for you. That is amazing. That is a huge achievement. Like, that's awesome. I was actually just gonna ask how many chapters is it actually going to be? I mean, Raven, I'm going to be honest with you. There is always going to be there is that potential, and I don't want that to be a why can't I think of it? Don't let that dissuade you from doing this. Um the fear of someone not liking someone is always going to something that you do is always going to be there. Um but nobody got where they are if they let the fear of that stop them from doing the thing they love. So legitimately, it's actually good that you're scared. That means that you've put a lot of passion, a lot of work into your book. 30 to 40 chapters, but anywhere long, however long it will take. Also, already have like 20. That is amazing. I don't think TikTok supports links to other outside things, but if you want to drop where people can pre-order and check out the book, feel free to drop it in the comments. That's fantastic. Yes, absolutely. Wise words from the wife. Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Because yeah, that's a huge deal. Like I said, if it's one of those things like if I didn't take the leaps in what I've been doing with my art, I probably wouldn't be showing in galleries. I kind of would just have this stockpile of art that nobody would ever see, and that would be it. So again, it's super important to actually give yourself that grace and actually like I think what is it? There's a TikToker who I absolutely love. He's in the fitness thing, Scotty K Fitness. One of my favorite um catchphrases that he uses, and I think this is great. Do it scared. Um, because that is absolutely if you're not scared about doing the new thing, um, then I don't being scared shows you have that passion. I don't have a link yet, but they are my family, so they pay me a different way. All right, that's great. All right, just to get a sign. Yeah, I hear that, Raven. Amazing. Yeah, sick as hell. If you don't mind me asking, what genre? What do we got? Like, depending on what it is, either myself or my wife might like that kind of thing, and I'm sure anyone who's on here may also. have that. Look, I know book talk here on TikTok can be a big thing. Romance YA, that I'm my wife has definitely read a lot of YA stuff. She loves like I forget what current version, like which listen to of the audiobook of um the current Hunger Games prequel book. I cannot remember the title. I'm sure she'll drop it in. Dystopian YA is my jam. Okay. I know she's read some romance, but yeah. Give us that elevator pitch, Raven. Like, would love to hear it. Oh yeah, just checking that out. This is the worst part about all of this panel prep is the fucking waiting. But like once that's done, then like I said, I can hit it. I just gotta fucking find. Did I get? Oh shit! I may have actually gotten rid of my gesso because for the longest time I have not used gesso. So I can absolutely use matte medium. Um, Thinning paint, college, clear ground. Yeah, using that as a ground, which is just another fancy word for gesso. Tiffany Mallison on TikTok, welcome to the stream. Currently we're talking about doing it scared. Just doing the things that scare you and freak you the hell out. That's actually a big part of what I talked about in today's video about imposter syndrome. Um, which I think every and any creative, not even just creatives, but I'm sure athletes have felt it too. Just that concept of I want to do the thing, but do I really belong here? And I think there are a lot of people, or I think, well, let's put it this way. One of the things I feel it in a room of subject matter experts. Absolutely. Imposter syndrome is not just an artist only phenomenon. I think we hear about it a lot more in the art community. Um, just because I feel like that's especially social media, especially when we surround ourselves with other artists, we absolutely hear the imposter syndrome going around a lot more. So, but yeah, it's not just artists, it's not just creatives, it's just about anyone who can be put in a situation that where they don't feel like they are up to snuff in their actual subject matter. Um, but yeah, like I said, part of feeling the effects of imposter syndrome, something to remember is that the fact that you may be questioning whether or not you are a real artist or whether or not you are a subject matter expert of whatever it is your actual job is or whatever thing, like I said, even athletes, if you guys are athletes, musicians, scientists, like these are things like you can feel belittled just by being surrounded with other people who are more experienced. The fact, like, I'm going to say the word artists because obviously, I'm an artist. Being worried that you are a real artist is an is a sign that you are in fact an actual artist. Um People who are not real artists, hey Mike the Grunt over on TikTok, or like people who are not worried about that tend to not actually consider that fact. I'm going to use the example of AI artists. Artists. You're never going to see an AI artist with imposter syndrome because at the end of the day, they're asking a computer to kick out an image that is being swiped from so many other artists' blood, sweat, and tears and soul. Um, they're not going to have that kind of question of whether or not I belong in this room because to them, of course they do. They are deserved this role, that kind of thing. Um, so that's something to remember. The fact that you are feeling this doubt, and that you have this question on almost a weekly, daily, hourly basis, that's proof enough that, what you are doing is real art. You are a real artist. Like I said in the video, like there is no such you don't get a fancy badge that says real artist when you are, though I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to make that as just like a piece of merch, like a little pin or patch that says real artist. Um, because sometimes we like those little trinkets, shiny things. So yeah, let me know if that's something you guys would want. Like, yeah, I have no idea about any kind of merch. Like, I love the concept of Philly Art Dad merch, but doing it feels weird. So, but yeah, let me know if that's a thing you would like. I would be happy to do that, and not just like actual Philly Art Dad. Have ideas for actual like getting my art on things like skateboard. That's a thing we're gonna hopefully get squared away at some point in time. So yeah, I would love to hear what you guys think about that. Mm. Twitch and YouTube, I do apologize if things are getting a little laggy. But yeah, yeah. Looks like it's doing suit a little bit better. Open widget. That's just health. Sorry guys, just checking all the other stuff. But yeah, honestly, I would love to hear your guys' experience with imposter syndrome, because it's something that, like I said, we all experience at some point in time or the other. So let me know what you guys have done about it and how you have gotten yourself to overcome your own levels of imposter syndrome. So yeah. Also, this is my every now and then reminder that if you are watching, no matter what platform you are on, I would totally appreciate the like, the follow, share this with your friends, that kind of stuff. We're here to support each other. We're here to why can't I think of it? We're here to lift each other up when, those times come in and it feels like things aren't going the way we want them to go. Yes. Now I just gotta double check. I'm pretty positive I need to do. I think I need to do 2 layers of the GAC 100. Oh yeah. Oh jeez, that got foamy. That's weird. Okay. Definitely gotta hit this with some actual soap and water later. Broken link. I think we're gonna hit these three with second layer, just to make sure. Like it's not gonna hurt to hit them with a second layer. I think that's what we're gonna do. Also, it's very weird to do this on the skateboard because it's got that curved surface. And yeah, I think one thing I said earlier, I'd love to hear some ideas that you guys might have potential themes for these two square panels back here. Because I don't know what to do on them just yet. Like I'll figure something out eventually, but if you guys have any input, I would love to hear it. Like I said, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think that I should paint. Come on, who are you? No, 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 no. Yeah. There we go. Also, holy shit, for panel prep, a little tiny sponge roller is fucking game changing. I don't think I'd use it for varnish yet. I think that's pushing it way too far. But my god, is that smooth. Holy shit. What do we got? Oh shit! Shay Maven, thank you for sending the gift. Super appreciated. I also think, Shay, you were a recent new follower from that video that just fucking blew up on TikTok. Thank you. Welcome to the party. Hell yeah. What do we got? I feel like. So thank you for the gift, and also thank you for the other likes that other people are showing up there. We're panel prepping tonight. I also think we got to turn the volume of the music down because I really don't want to hit with any kind of strike on any of my video platforms. See something there? Yes, I did. Of course. Like I said, the video that I believe you followed from Shay kind of like popped off, and it's just like everyone like I do remember seeing your name. So thank you for joining on the live. Like I said, we're talking about currently imposter syndrome, which was the topic of today's video. And yeah, how that can be really just the worst thing ever. So, also, if you have any ideas of themes potentially for some new work that I'm working on, I'd love to hear it. Oh, God. Like I said, I got varnish, second layer of varnish on another piece. I got a skateboard that already has a actual sketch that I'm refining right now to get up on there, and then two smaller guys um, that currently have no theme other than one is going potentially to La Luz de Jesus for their open call, and the other is going to be a collaborative piece I plan on doing with my kid who is 3 years old. But yeah, hey Mike Packer, welcome to the stream. So yeah, I would love to hear if you guys got any kind of theme suggestion um on this. Yeah, I get Halloween is a big thing right now, though I know for the Square one, that show is not happening until August. I'm just really far in advance because otherwise I may not get to it. Also, Mike Packer, thank you for the like on TikTok. Much appreciated. But I do get that Halloween, like I tend to have very Halloween spooky vibes in general just by doing skulls as much as I do. Like I actually just thank you, Mike. Much appreciated. Thank you for that. Like the current piece that's varnishing that's sitting over here and drying, I am not picking it up because it has wet varnish on it, and that's a 24-hour drying period. Um, that is a Cthulhu based piece. Love skills. Thank you, Mike. Like I said, I wish I was actually doing more painting tonight, but we are doing a shitload of panel prep. Um, like I said in another video, I stated like I have an abundance of ideas, but little time to accomplish them. So yeah, but that's kind of like that's definitely the life of an artist. Yeah, it's the absolute fucking it's the best problem to have, and just as equally the worst problem to have because now I'm just like I got 3 new panels that I'm prepping, and I gotta figure out those have no time and energy. I will say I have the energy most days. So, Shay, I have loads of ideas, but no time and energy. Time is obviously a big thing. Hopefully that is hopefully gonna be, improving for me in a week once little man starts pre-K. So I'll have more mornings to actually work on stuff, which is great, which means I can also get more painting done, more of the actual clerical stuff, like script writing for the videos that I produce here, um, all that kind of stuff, and just also pre-planning things, like actually maybe develop some Philly Art Dad merch and figure out how I want to go about turning some of the art because I would love the Cthulhu piece that I'm working on. I would love to take the head of that and actually turn that into a pin of some kind. I think that would just look amazing. Especially if I can get it to glow in the dark. Because one of the things I'm doing for that Cthulhu piece for the Celestial show in October at Arch Enemy Arts, I got some special glow in the dark embroidery thread, which I am so excited to start using. I cannot wait for that. Mm. So yeah, but yeah, I dig the spooky vibes with Halloween. I mean, it's a good year. I'm a horror movie fan. I cannot deny that. Didn't used to be until college. I had a amazing English professor, Dr. Curtis Herr. Um, we did it was a horror and gothic literature class at Kutztown University. Absolutely amazing, and I'm like it turned me on to, like, a lot of the classics. Like, not only did we read the horror and gothic literature, but we also part of the curriculum was movies too. So, like, found my love of zombie movies with the original Night of the Living Dead. Absolutely love that. Freaks, I wanna say Sunset Boulevard as well for those, like, gothic vibes. So, yeah, and, like, it was just on a whim, like, I could have taken literally any, uh, excuse me, English course, but I don't know, I took a leap of faith with that one, and it was just so good. Milksop Studio joining again, that's a returning name as well. Welcome, welcome. So, yeah. Like I said, we get our conversation night is kind of twofold. To recap for people who are just jumping in, and again, if you're new, like Shay here over on TikTok, who's a brand new follower from this week, um, I hope you don't mind being called out, Shay. Um, we are talking about imposter syndrome and how that can really, honestly, fuck with your momentum. Uh, so if you've got, thank you. I'm glad because I'm gonna do it anyway. How that honestly that can really fuck with your flow and everything. I would love to hear your all your experiences with that imposter syndrome, if that's a thing that you feel comfortable sharing. Um, and one of the things that hopefully we can accomplish through talking about it too here is also figuring out ways that we can overcome that thing. Always Shay over on TikTok for also my YouTube and Twitch viewers. Always have imposter syndrome, but I push through it. And honestly, I think that is the biggest thing that a lot of people they don't want to hear it because it seems like it's the simplest answer. But yeah, the best way to put combat imposter syndrome is to just push through it. Be stubborn and just give imposter syndrome the middle finger as you're passing it by on the highway, and continue forward. One of the things I forget if or anyone who was not on this early, one of the things that especially with imposter syndrome that is important to remember is the fact that you are feel the fear and do it anyway. Absolutely, do it scared. Like one of my favorite, especially like motivational TikTokers, Scotty K Fitness, constantly saying, "Do it scared." Because that is going to allow you to make sure that you feel those feelings, but keep moving forward. So, yeah. But it is also important to, like I said, acknowledge that fear, and acknowledging it is going to help you potentially overcome it. But what I was saying earlier, especially in today's video, if you haven't watched it, make sure to go ahead and check it out. Would always appreciate that, after the stream is over, because I enjoy having you guys hanging out here with me. Um, the fact that you're feeling this imposter syndrome is a sign that you are in fact a real artist. Um, what was the wording I actually said? I'm going to go back to the script because I'm like I can't even remember the freaking words to my own video that I use. It's one of those things. Also, the other reminder, like I said, I'm sure most of you have already followed. I love the likes coming in. Make sure to share this, share it with your friends, let them know I'm on, and we can talk about these things and help each other, everyone out by giving our best um, advice. Thank you for the rose, Shay. Amazing, and the goat, awesome. Love it. Um, the gifts are appreciated. It makes doing this hopefully, like I said, hopefully in the not so distant future, this can become a bit more than just a standard Wednesday night, and I can do a little more streaming, and we can talk more and go over, the things we need, and I can be here to help answer those questions for you guys. Um, that's kind of the goal, especially like I said, with little man starting school. I'll have more time in the mornings, do some maybe morning streams. That'd be nice. Um, yeah, the way I put it is the what is it? Every artist you look up to has felt it. Da, da, da. If you are worried that you are not a real artist, that means that you care about what you do. Fakes, um, AI artists, we'll call a spade a spade. They're not going to let that doubt stop them. They have, like I said, the ones who are not worried about that tend to, like I said, not be concerned about that imposter. Like they're not a full fledged artist. I feel like if you don't have that self doubt, what are you doing? What are you? Come on, but legitimately, like the people who are kind of doing the fake it till you make it kind of thing, they're just um they don't have that lack of confidence. They just charge forward and do it anyway because fuck it. And honestly, I think more artists need that mentality because you are an amazing artist in your own right. And it is a practice, it's something we got to work on every damn day to get to especially like you not only condition but to also keep it going. So yeah, like I said, like you said, Shay, and like I said earlier, I think I said Scotty K. Shout out to him. Do it scared. That is the absolute most important thing. So thank you for that, Shay. Very much appreciated. Like I said, the other thing we're talking about is how you guys can help me potentially pick a theme for one of these two pieces back here. Like I said, one is going to La Luz de Jesus for their Everything But the Kitchen Sink show, which is just an open call theme. So would love to hear more of that. We have obviously Halloween, but like I said, it's going to be in summer. I know Summerween's a thing, but I don't necessarily need to theme it around anything. Um, and we just got a little dude who I'm going to be doing a collab with my little man. Gonna have him paint the background, and I'm gonna paint some cool shit over top of it. That's just like I said, a personal project, and it's gonna never be sold, but it's gonna be fun as hell to do. Pardon me. Yeah. Oh, another thing, and look, shit, you are active, and Mike, I know you're here too. The other thing we're talking about is like any of those, like I said, I am the end of this celestial piece is a current marker of I have this was the last piece that of like I'm obligated to paint it because it's for a show. These three pieces are purely like personal. A little bit obligation here, but that is not something that I'm worried about too much because that show's not till August. Hey Raven, welcome back. So I would absolutely love to hear some of the crazy ideas that you guys may potentially want to work on yourself because like I said, I think a lot of work we tend to do a lot in obligation to the piece, like I said, for gallery shows or for a commission, things like that. I would love to hear some of the crazy ideas that you guys kind of have on the back burner that you want to actually do and put it down to paper, to canvas, to panel, to clay, whatever your medium, whatever your creative outlet of choice is. I would love to hear that. Like I said, my current while you guys are thinking and waiting on that, like I said, my current, like I said, I'm not going to call it a passion project, but just something fun that I would never do to paper. My book, yeah, absolutely, and that is awesome. My fan, that's amazing, Raven. But like I said, I'm currently working on the sketch for the skateboard based off of the song "Crystal Sword" by Aesop Rock. Gonna have some fun. Do a jackalope skull. I know it's not a real thing, but it's painting, and you can make shit up, and that's the whole damn point. Also, we are so close to closing in on 2,000 likes on the live here on TikTok. Thank you guys for that. I have an idea that I think would draw well. Sick. And is this one of those things, Raven, where you want it to be a piece of art but don't have the artistic skills? Because I know obviously one thing I always say is, you know, like obviously art is not a talent, drawing is not a talent, it is practice. Just like writing a book is practice. I know I can't I've always said words are not my strong suit, which is why I paint. But I guarantee like if I practice more at, my diction and things like that, um, I think that is something. And yeah, no, yeah, I can do it, but I think you would be let me hear it. Because like I said, I am looking for ideas for two pieces that are kind of just I've prepped or in the process of prepping. So lay it on me, Raven. I would love to hear it. I have my sketchbook ready to write down the ideas to see if it's something I want to do. Oh, yes. All right. We hit 2,000 likes here on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys. So, yeah, lay it on me, Raven. I want to hear this idea to see if something I can turn into reality. Big rock. Okay. Angel crouching down on a big rock with a sword in it with roses going up the sword. I would absolutely have to do it in my own style, so it would absolutely be a skull-faced angel of some kind. I actually all legitimately, not the sword, but I actually almost gave my Cthulhu, creature. I might actually pick it up because, like, it's one of those things. I think the varnish is dry enough that it's not gonna run, but, like, this guy, my Cthulhu for my the Celestial show coming up, I actually almost gave him bone wings, um, just because I'm like, "That would look so cool," but it took away from the background, so I did not actually do the bone wings on my Cthulhu dude. But I could absolutely, yeah, I could see that. Like I said, I don't know how angelic it would turn out, Raven, just because that is my characters are definitely are just all skull and bones. So, but I don't know. Thank you, Shay. Like I said, it's been a fun piece. I can't wait to drop it off at the gallery. And yeah, that one I honestly want to turn into some kind of print. That the Cthulhu piece, like I want that to be print. So I might have to do like a print run of that. So keep an eye out. Like I said, especially for you, Shay. You said you like your Halloween, your spooky vibes. That's kind of like right up your alley there. Um, but yeah, love skulls. Yeah, I do have a massive collection of skulls over in the corner of the studio in the cabinet. I actually have one out because I needed a reference for the jackalope skull. So I do have my little bunny skull here. Um, very fucking delicate. So like always paranoid when I pull this guy out. Um, I definitely tend to go back to different skull like the same skulls over and over again. I do cats a lot. I like that's just one of the thing. Like I think cat skulls are like my current like front runner for like the most painted skull. The rabbit is weirdly not that far behind. I've been doing the rabbit skull a lot more and it's fit into a lot. I did one for Stranger Factory. I did an Empress, like a tarot card, and that was a rabbit skull. So that was really cool. And like this is the second time within that was last year I did that show. So yeah, not quite it's been a little more than a year since I've done a rabbit skull, but like I said, I do keep coming back to specific skulls more than others. So yeah, it's definitely something that is fun. And thematically, because like I do try to pick skulls based on whatever kind of theme that I'm working with. Oh, TikTok's making me solve a puzzle because it's been an hour. Did I do it? Yes, I did it right. Good. Hooray. But I kind of dig that idea. Like I said, I know for me personally, angels don't really resonate super much. I used to be a churchgoer. Kind of fell out of that. Just didn't fit my vibe after a while. I think a big pivotal point of me like kind of like stepping back from being a churchgoer was a lot of like I know I talked about like talent versus practice and like art is not a talent, it is a practice that must be honed over many, many, many years and many, many failed pieces even. I got so fed up with people calling the skill that I have developed and practiced a God-given talent because it belittled the amount of work that I put in to develop this skill. And I think that was kind of one of those like the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing when it came to that. Because yeah, I was like, I don't know. Charity Wright, welcome to the stream, and goodbye from the stream. That's okay. People just swipe through. People look. It's all good. So yeah, that's something that like I said, that's kind of like I've never really done like a lot of angel characters. Definitely more definitely fantasy based. I definitely a lot of and like fantasy medieval characters, like because I am a teenage boy at heart, and I love drawing skulls and swords, and I will not apologize for that. To be fair, that's part of half of what this is. Like I said, except for Cthulhu, he doesn't have a sword, but I mean, he's got tentacles and he's Cthulhu. He doesn't need swords. And honestly, like I love the idea of roses, but like in a lot of my previous work, Raven, I've done a lot of instead of flowers, I have done mushrooms, which I have not done mushrooms in a while, mainly because mushrooms are these underrated just I don't want to call them foliage. They're fungi, not foliage. But there's underrated this set dressing piece that is so beautiful, and like the shape of like the mushrooms is just as stunning, if not more, than most flowers, I feel. So that's one of the things I've loved doing. Like I said, I let that's honestly another part of my artwork that has kind of developed out of this is taking the things that are traditionally not considered beautiful and beautifying them. Like I said, skulls and fungi have been that. Moths. Like I know there are some really beautiful moths, don't get me wrong, but like we hear a lot about butterflies and moths kind of get like left in the dust and other insects too. Like I've done some amazing pieces with spiders in them. Um so yeah, like I said, I think in the current stage of my work, it has definitely been about taking things that are traditionally not considered beautiful and bringing them into that light that is actually beautiful. Paled heads and skulls like Vlad. Interesting? I don't know. I do try to stick like as macabre as my work is, I try to stray away from like the overtly macabre, like I said, with impaled skull heads and skulls. Um Like I said, I have some like more I would call it gothic macabre elements. Like my most recent piece I did for Arch Enemy Arts, which is actually currently up on their website for their As Above So Below show. Uh there's no actual blood and gore, but I actually had a character that has essentially pulled their heart out of their chest and is offering it up to death. So that's kind of on that macabre, but like I said, it's not in the overtly like violent macabre. It's more of like a gothic uh aspect to it. But I like the idea. We'll see how it is. Mm, a puppet master. Instead of impaled heads, it can still be skulls on sticks, but controlled by a character. Because one of the things I do is I do a lot of character driven work now. So there is always some form of character interaction, but some kind of puppet master puppeting two different skulls on six. So still maintaining a macabre. I'm gonna write that one down. A puppet master, controlling that. So that could be, yeah. I knew you'd like that. Actually, that was a fun one. Actually, just earlier this year for Stranger Factory, I did two pieces for their Big Top Menagerie show. I did a sword swallower and a what was the other one? Two Faced Man. Turned out amazingly. Those are fantastic. Again, up on Stranger Factory's website, strangerfactory.com, I want to say. Um, or like I said, after the stream, you just go to the link in my bio and you'll be able to find the links to not only my online shop, but also the galleries that represent me. Currently, it's Stranger Factory and Arch Enemy Arts here. So Stranger Factory in New Mexico, Arch Enemy Arts here in Philadelphia. So yeah. I also have a piece out in, I want to say it's Oregon. That's where it is at Helvella Gallery. That was another fun one to do. So yeah, I like that. I'm gonna keep the Puppet Master idea. That's an interesting concept and deserves, at the very least, a little bit of development going forward to see what I can do with that, because that is cool as hell. But like I said, I try to stray away from like that overtly violent. Unless it's a story like unless the violence is part of the story, like I know probably some kind of like fight scene potentially could be really interesting. But I like that. Excuse me. But yeah, thank you for the suggestions. That has It's helping get the gears turning, which is a part of all this. Um, just the development of all these pieces and everything. So thank you again, genuinely and from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys and everything you're doing and being on here to help me out. Who do we got? So yeah, like I said, the angel character is an intriguing one, but I don't know if it's right up my alley. So, like I said, it's definitely worth exploring. I like that concept. I do also have another one that's actually God, I should finish that one too. I have a 24-inch round panel that I have like it's a very much a D&D themed piece. Um I have like the central big bad at the bottom, which I used a chimera skull. So a lion skull with like circular goat horns as this kind of big bad. And then I have, what is it, like one, two, like five adventuring characters, each representing a different class. Like I've got a wizard, a rogue, a ranger, a cleric, and a basic fighter. So that's kind of just been sitting over there. Like I kind of fell out of love with it for the time being. But yeah, gonna jump off here. Been cool hanging out. Catch you later. Thank you, Shay. Thank you so much for the follow from earlier, and also thank you for hopping in and hanging out in the live. Like I said, it's been about we're over an hour. Probably gonna be hopping off soon. Like I said, I don't like to spend super long amount of time, but I do love jumping in here and chatting with you guys and doing that. So again, thank you for coming in. Thank you for the gifts also, Shay. And thank you for the one final gift as you're heading out the door. I appreciate that. You're amazing, Shay. Have a nice night or morning. I'm not sure what time it is where you currently are, but we're going into the evening here out here in Philly. So again, appreciate you. Have a nice night. Stay weird, Shay. I got a kid upstairs who is trying to emulate a train or something or other. I don't know. It is what it is. Kid is gonna just do what he wants, and it's crazy. How are we doing? All right. Yeah. All right. I'm just getting things. Hey, Keith Trim, welcome to the stream. Doing a lot of prep tonight. Not a lot of painting because we just wrapped up a brand new wrapped up piece, and I have like three more that I'm panel prepping tonight. The ever the plight of every artist. Not enough time and way too many ideas. This will be fun. Like I said, I've been talking with some other people. These are some actual personal passion projects. Less passion, but just like these are going to be fun as hell to do. And I don't have a deadline because I don't have a freaking gallery to do them for right now. I'm just doing them for the fun of it, man. So that's what we're working on. I got one idea for this guy based off of a song from Aesop Rock, but I got two panels that I need themes for. And people have been dropping some possible suggestions for themes for a potential central figure. Got Puppet Master and an angel type character. We'll see. If you got anything you want to drop in the chat, Keith, let me know. Would love to hear what ideas you got. Potential theme, even if it's just a basic like, hey, water movie characters, because some of those can create some really amazing pieces. Um, Landy, welcome to the stream over on TikTok as well. But yeah, I've actually had a few pieces where, um, what is it? A lot of it was based off of just the theme of the show, doing themes of shows I would never associate with my work before. Like the circus was one I just did earlier this year, which was actually really awesome and generated some really amazing pieces of work. But yeah, like I said, it's a chill kind of night. I'm like this close to pulling out the minis and doing some like nerd out shit. But yeah, I think I might, because why the fuck not? It's gonna turn in from a painting channel to a mini painting channel, but it's all good. I'm a huge fucking nerd, and I do love my Warhammer. I'm just getting back into it now that the little man is actually like old enough. Not that he's old enough to actually join me on doing any of this stuff, but like, old enough that I can have time to do this kind of stuff, which I didn't have that much time before. So yeah, I think this is also another important part of being an artist, which is having hobbies that are not your art. It's important to have something that you can step away from your art for and actually just do for the fun of it. That is super, super important. So we're gonna build some Space Wolves because I love my Space Vikings. So yeah. First try, no warm up. 1 and 3. I have a distinct love of model building from my dad. Um, yeah, it's definitely one of those things. It's like a little mini puzzle. I used to put some like actual like models of like model cars, doing that with my dad. I have vivid memories of like going to the hobby shop, picking up new models that we would work on together, do painting of them. Like it was definitely a core memory that stuck with me. And I think now I just do more of the nerdy shit with it. Is my scalpel? Fuck. I have a specific knife I use for this, and I just wondered if I put it away in here. I did not. I think I know where it is. I'm gonna go get my knife and I'll be right back. I'm literally just going to the other side of the room, so you're still gonna see me. I'm not going anywhere. Where the fuck are you? There you are. I knew I had it. Scalpel. But yeah, having hobbies that are not your art, I think, is very important to your sanity. I'm gonna bring the light over. We're gonna turn that down because holy shit, I don't need it that fucking bright. There we go. Yeah, because especially for a lot of us who do like I paint professionally. I am a professional artist. Painting is my job. So it's one of those things where doing it for relaxation or as a hobby doesn't sit well with me because paint, like, even if I'm working on, a fun piece, like I'm going to be going into soon, it's still at the end of the day work. I'm still going to hopefully be able to sell it, be able to turn it into some kind of product, that kind of stuff. So it's still work at the end of the day. And I want to keep, again, work life balance is super important when it comes to that kind of stuff. So like I said, one of my major hobbies is miniature painting, model building, board games, that kind of stuff. I am very much a I am a fucking nerd. I also have a pretty I'm not going to say a big collection, but I definitely have a larger collection of TTRPG books off to the side of me. My current favorite TTRPG is Morkborg and all the hacks that come with that. Highly recommend checking it out if you want something to change up your standard D&D kind of night. So yeah, yeah. Have hobbies that are not just you painting. For instance, around the world, can I see? Four. There's four. And he's got a tactical rock apparently. I don't know. My buddy Bill hasn't been on yet. He has been getting on me to do a mini painting stream. Oh, this is not quite a mini painting stream yet. I do need five. We're getting close, I guess, with this, so he'd be happy. I need six. There it is. But yeah. Honestly, one of the things I do plan on doing, especially now that I am wrapping up the piece for the last show I have this year, uh, that at least I am aware of. I'm gonna try to do like actually squeeze more hobby time in for myself. Doing my mini painting kind of stuff, and I might actually start doing at least a semi regular hobby stream. Just style Jake, welcome. Oh yeah. just something to change it up, keep my sanity. Because I think again, that's a big portion of having hobbies outside of your creativity is that they help keep you sane, especially when things may or may not be going your way when it comes to your creativity. So, something to consider, guys, whoever is on and listening. So, yeah, have your hobbies, keep them outside, keep them separate from your actual painting and shit. Or I know Raven, I don't think she's on, but who is going the route of author. So, yeah, I actually got to get back out to the hobby shop and get some gaming in. My buddy Bill is amazing, and I have been sadly ignoring him because I have been so damn busy. But he's a great guy, and he is definitely one of the more understanding people in my life. Yeah, what do we got? Nice. Twitch finally coming in, and if Efrenovic coming in with your dumb ass stream bot trying to sell me views. Fuck off. Does that actually work? Like, I would love to know if anyone like who has streamed on Twitch and you have these like clear like this is obviously a bot coming in trying to sell you views. Like, come on. I get I'm a small streamer. I don't have a lot of why can't I think of it? I don't have a lot of viewers yet, but come the fuck on. I'm not that desperate. 5 body. Oh, number 2, I need a belt. Where is this dude's belt? Okay, put the pieces back together my way. The other one I was to pick apart the J. Hey, Mike, welcome to see you back on. If you didn't go anywhere, I apologize. I'm just like not sure like when things go and disappear. I saw 0 viewers, but welcome back if you did go away. Like I said, we're in the process of like waiting for some shit to dry, so we're building models. I need to keep my hands busy. Instead of just sitting here doing nothing. I wish I could find this fucking part. It should be fucking obvious, but it really fucking isn't, and it's annoying the shit out of me. Wait, nope, that's Power Fist. I don't need that. Yeah. Also, something I would love to hear what you guys do outside of your hobby or outside of your creativity. There it is. God, I overlooked that like 3 goddamn times. To keep yourself sane. Because like I said, I think that's a big part of hobbies is keep yourself sane in the long run. We're jumping like topics left and right here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Fuck it. Oh, excuse me. Uh, what time is it? Oh yeah. All right. Hey guys, I also think we probably are gonna call the stream there. Just hitting that hour and a half mark. Plus, I got a kid who's going down that I'm gonna say goodnight to and all that fun stuff. So, guys, thank you so much for being on with me tonight. Through the panel prep, through fucking mini building, because why the hell not? But yeah, we'll be back here again next week. Same Art Dad time, same Art Dad channel. God, that was corny. That's why I'm an Art Dad. But yeah, enjoy. Have a nice night, guys. Have a good morning, depending on where you're watching from. And as I always like to say, stay weird, art kid. Love you guys, and I will see you next time. Later.